Hey guys, we are back with some more alching at the Grand Exchange. I've been alching solely profitable items for the last few hours, got to 55 magic, and now I wanted to give you guys a little update. So there's 60 magic coming in, and let's go ahead and take a look at my profits so far. So it looks like I've made around 700k. I started out with 2.2 mil, and now I'm sitting at about 2.9. So that's really cool. It's right on my projections for how much I'm going to make. I'm about a quarter of the way there, and I figured I'd make about 2 mil doing this. So I'm going to keep going. I want to use all these nature runes. So anytime I'm needing to do AFK stuff, I'm going to be back here. And I'll give you updates periodically as I make milestones, whether that be money or levels. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and finish up the range grind that I've been doing since the end of last episode. Alright, so yeah, I've just been safe spotting hill giants this whole time. I'm just headed to level 30. I don't plan to get it past that. I'm planning to go to membership, so I'm going to go ahead and get an Ava's device and a cannon once I get there. And that's going to be the way I train ranged on this account for the rest of the time. So I'm going to stop at 30, and I'm going to actually transition into doing some quests for melee XP. Early level melee sucks. So I'm going to use my super high magic level to do all the rest of the free-to-play quests, and that'll put me in close to 30 in attack, strength, and defense without having to do anything for it. Alright, so first on the list is Vampire Slayer, the quest where you talk to a drunk guy, he tells you how to kill a vampire, and you believe him. So let's go ahead and go kill a vampire, because Dr. Harlow sobered up after a drink and told us what to do. Just checking, is it unfair? Is it like unsportsmanlike that I'm taking the highest level free-to-play spell into this fight? Because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do this like with an iron sword or something. So, like, is this unsportsmanlike? I think it's unsportsmanlike. Alright, vampire's dead, so now I get 20 attack levels, and I didn't even have to do anything for them. I just caught a vampire on fire, so let's keep going with these quests. Alright, next on my list of amazing RuneScape quests, I get to go ahead and be a rum runner for a little bit. I'm gonna smuggle some rum out of Carmanja for this pirate who's gonna tell me where a treasure is, because he apparently doesn't want to look for it himself. Which that means I get to kill a gardener, because gardeners don't like you to dig in their garden. Side note, we don't. And then that'll be quest complete, and I'll be done, and it'll just give me a little bit. But since it required combat, I put it off all the way till now. Yay. Next on the list is a quest that requires combat, yet gives 0 combat XP whatsoever, even though honestly it probably should. Demon Slayer. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow in the footsteps of Wally, the greatest hero that ever lived, and kill a demon and seal it up in a nether dimension or wherever else I'm putting him by uttering these magic words. I don't know. But he's dead, and I killed him, and that makes me the greatest hero, right? Right? Alright, next quest on the list is Prince Ali Rescue. It doesn't technically require combat, but I don't like doing it without some HP. So, we're going to go ahead and get this done. I don't usually like doing it. It's a lot of walking. Personally, for my taste, I like teleporting around the game. But yeah, we'll just get this guard drunk. He'll not stop us when we tie up his master, who's apparently best in the business, but is easily tied up with a rope. And then break out this political prisoner, and we're done. So, easy as pie. And now we take a break for a quick word from our sponsor, Profit Alching. Have you ever felt terrible about your life? Have you ever wanted to just make all the money in RuneScape without even trying? Well, you can just sit back, click your mouse, and alch. And make all the money in the world. For the low price of whatever money you can afford, you too can profit alch. Thank you. In all seriousness, I did want to check in. I just hit level 62 magic, so I wanted to go ahead and do a quick price check. And it looks like I'm at 3.2 mil now, as far as my cash stack goes. So I'm pretty happy with that. I made another 200k, and yeah, this is definitely on track to get me quite a bit of money, get me pretty close to a bond, honestly, just from doing this. So I'm really happy about that, and I'll check in hopefully at level 65 whenever I'm done. So honestly, I was just planning to alch for a little while. This quest wasn't even on the list for most of the video. I was going to do this second to last. But somebody at the Grand Exchange needed a partner, so shout out to Baron von Ungern. You are the MVP. I actually got to do this quest without any hassle. For once, you know, I've made a lot of accounts. I've done this quest a lot of times, and most of the time I have to take somebody through who's either never done this quest or, you know, hasn't done it in so long that they need a reminder of every single step on the other side. People get confused. It takes a long time. So it was really, really refreshing to have somebody who already knew what they were doing, already had their stuff going. So thanks, man. I really appreciate it. So yeah, there's Shield of Arrav done. Honestly, couldn't have done it without my friend Baron von Ungern. You were great. It was spectacular and refreshing to do this quest with somebody who actually knew how this quest went. So thank you so much. Alright, next quest on the list is Below Ice Mountain. It's not one I do very often. I don't think I've ever done the minigame behind this, so it might be fun to try that out. But yeah, I usually do this at lower levels, and it really kind of sucks to deal with the final boss whenever you have 10 HP. Because it does hit like a max hit of 7 or something crazy like that, which for this level of monster is kind of too much. But, you know, I've done this on low level skilling accounts before, and it's just way easier to do it safe spotting magic. Still not sportsmanlike, but hey, I never claimed to be a good sportsman. Alright, second to last quest in all the free-to-play. I know I've been doing a lot of quests back to back, but I really want to get them done. So this is Corsair Curse, the quest where you run around telling people that they're being stupid and what they saw isn't what they actually saw, and that doll is not demon-possessed, it's just a wind-up toy. You know, standard RuneScape stuff. Sadly, you don't have to buy anybody a beer in this, so it's not classic RuneScape. It's not classic RuneScape unless somebody gets drunk. And finally, we come to the last quest in all of old school RuneScape's free-to-play. That being Dragon Slayer. And I get to slay a dragon. I get to slay a dragon that destroyed a nation and genocided a people group and wiped them off the face of the earth. And when you go to their island, you can see that it left a crater in the ground all the way to the depths of a volcano. So yeah, I'm sure I can do this with a stick. Honestly, though, Elvarg's kind of a chump. I mean, I've killed Elvarg on a level 3 account, so having 60 plus mage, you know, this is going to be a piece of cake. Honestly, the worst part about this quest for me has always been the maze, but I always do this quest on a sub-level, like, 10 account, with just, like, some attack levels from Vampire Slayer, so this is definitely way better with like a 60 plus magic level. So if I can say anything, it's if you want to just play the game casually, get your stats up before you do this. But if you want to be a tryhard, you can just do this quest at level 3 and regret it later. Alright, so we're finally ready. I got all my map pieces, I got my shield, I got my runes, I got my captain, I got my ship. I'm ready to go kill this dragon. As you can see, I am bringing my myth scimitar with me just in case for some ungodly reason Elvarg takes 400 casts to kill. I can always just flinch her and kill her that way. It just takes a little while. I gotta say, this model is the stuff of nightmares. Like, I'm not kidding when I say, like, when I was a little kid and did this quest for the first time, like, God, it kept me up all night because I died so many times to Elvarg. So like remembering this little quest, it just brings back so much nostalgia. I won't tell you how many years ago that was though. All right, so it's time to fight Elvarg. So I know flinching is more of a melee method, but I'm pretty sure you can flinch with magic if you turn auto attack off. But it's not working out for me. So I came in here fully prepared to face tank and take this hit, but you know, it would have been nice to be able to actually flinch, but the amount of damage I'm dealing, this will be done really quick. Alright, so Elvarg's dead, and Jesus, that took way more food than I was expecting. I was kind of sweating there at the end. But we did it, and now I'm going to go ahead and pull this head off. I have 1 strength, but obviously that's enough to yank a dragon's head from its body and put it in my backpack, and I'll show the guy at the plate body place, and maybe he'll finally be proud of me. Alright, so there's Dragon Slayer 1 complete. I get 2 quest points. I can put rune plate bodies on. I can put dragon plate bodies on, wherever those are. This is free to play. But what I did this mostly for, look at that beefy strength and defense experience. I mean, that's level 33 in 2 skills right off the bat. 66 total level right in 1 quest. So honestly, if you're in free-to-play, this is the best way to boost up your melee stats. I mean, I don't even touch melee until I've done this in Vampire Slayer, because now I've got mithril weaponry, adamant, defense, and decent strength. I can go ahead and even up my melee stats, and I'll be ready for membership. But before I work on my melee stats, I think it's time to finally get done with my magic grind. I've just got a few more casts of high alchemy left. I might as well go ahead and get them done and see where we end up on my cash stack, because I'm really looking forward to seeing how much money I made with this. Alright, so that's the last alch of this grind. I've done 5,000 high level alchemy casts. I got those from casting other magic. So this has just been a magic fueled grind, and as you can see, I'm at 3.8, almost 3.9 mil from this grind. If you remember, like way back last episode, we started with 2.2 mil. So this is actually spectacular as far as building a cash stack goes. I think since I started this, they put profit alching free-to-play items at like the #1 money-making method in the game. So I think I was onto something. So anyways, I've got 65 magic to take with me into membership. That's more than enough to get started really strong with maybe some mid-level bossing even. So I'm pretty happy with this. And yeah, all that's left is to balance out my melee stats, and I think I'm going to be ready for the final push into membership. Alright, so there's level 30 attack coming in, so that was the first step in actually balancing my melee stats. My attack level was like at level 20, and my strength and defense are at level 33, so I wanted to go ahead and get adamant weaponry, and that's going to make this next grind even better. I'm going to go ahead and grind up to level 40 strength, and then I'll balance out to level 40 and everything, and then we'll go from there. One thing I do want to try to do is I'm going to go ahead and put all of my drops from Hill Giants into a loot tab in the bank. So we're going to go ahead and see how much money I make off of Hill Giants this entire grind. And I'm going to be grinding quite a bit. Alright, so there's level 40 strength coming in. My max hits are going to be just that much better. So I'm going to go ahead and transition back to attack, get that up to level 40, get a rune scimitar, which is, you know, best in slot in free-to-play. And then work my defense, and then we'll see where we go from there. I'm thinking I'll probably go ahead and go for 60 attack and strength, but we'll see. Alright, so there's level 40 attack coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll pick up a rune scimitar now that I can, you know, use it. And I'll go ahead and get my defense up to 40 as well, even out my stats. One thing I do want to point out, I'm not taking big bones back to the bank anymore. I was going to just sell them and use that money to buy dragon bones and membership, put them on the chaos altar, and, you know, make my prayer grind, you know, 20 minutes to get to level 43. But my trips to the bank were taking way too long, so I decided to just maximize my time and bury them here. So I'm at level 16 prayer. We'll see how far I get by the end of this grind. Alright, so there's level 40 defense coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and re-equip for some rune armor, and I'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and just push through and try to get to 60 strength by the end of this video. That'd be a really good mile marker to get. I've been averaging about 14k XP per hour on defense, so I'd love to see that go up to well above 20 by getting my strength level up. So I'll catch you when I'm back on the grind. Alright, so there's another milestone coming in. That's level 50 strength, so I'm pretty happy. My max hit right now is at 12, as you can see. So I'm pretty happy about, you know, how this is going. And as you can see, I am using strength potions to boost up it right now. That just makes my XP per hour go so much better. Instead of doing what would be like 15k XP per hour, I'm getting close to 20. So that's pretty nice, and I've been burying all the bones. I'm sitting at 28 prayer right now, so you know, I think this grind's really going to be beneficial for the account, and I look forward to seeing where it ends up. Alright, one last update to give you guys. So unfortunately it's not 60 strength. Right now there's a hurricane on track to hit pretty near my area, and I've got a lot of prep to do. I live on a farm, so that means taking care of all the animals, buttoning up all the sheds, getting everything taken care of. So I'm not confident that I'm going to have the time to grind up to level 60 strength and edit this video and release it by Friday, especially with the threat of power outage. So I'm going to release it here. We did do quite a bit this episode. We got the last bit of my free-to-play quest taken care of. We killed a dragon, which is spectacular. And we got all my melee stats actually well above 40, and got my ranged and prayer beyond where I even need them for membership. So I'm actually really happy, really excited at the progress that we're making. So next episode we're going to go ahead and focus on getting attack and strength up to level 60 and grinding up money for a bond. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to seeing you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.